Yamuna Tiravanachari Yamuna Tiravanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Jaya Prabhupada 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya 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 O my Lord, the all-pervading personality of Godhead, I offer my respectful obeisances unto you. Narayanam namaskritya naram chaiva narottamam devim saraswatim vyasam tato jayam udiraye. Before reciting the Srimad Bhagavatam, which is the very means of conquest, one should offer respectful obeisances unto the personality of Godhead, Narayana, unto the supreme human being, unto Mother Saraswati, the goddess of learning, and to Srila Vyasadeva, the author. Nashta Praeshu Bhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtiki. By regular attendance in the classes on Bhagavatam and by rendering of service to the pure devotees, all that is troublesome to the heart is completely destroyed, and loving service unto the personality of Godhead, who is praised with transcendental songs, established as an irrevocable fact. Jnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshururmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namah. I was born in the darkest of ignorance, and my spiritual master opened my eyes to the torchlight of knowledge. I offer my respectful obeisances unto him. So, before starting the regular discussion, I would want Maharaj to speak something on the Kartik month and Damodar month that is going on right now.
Thank you. Thank you, it's a pleasure. Thank you, and all success to your up-and-coming class. Okay, so well, it's a very auspicious time for making spiritual progress. We're encouraging all the devotees to do a little extra study, a little extra hearing and chanting, Shravanam, Kirtanam, or any of the 9 processes of devotional service. As you may have noticed, the weather is a little cooler nowadays, and it's also harvest time. These are really auspicious times for making progress. The eating is better, the sleeping is better, and also the chanting should be better. Minds are cooler than in the summer. It tend to be a little more sattvic. It's a good time, actually. Okay? And the colors are gorgeous. We're just going to talk, it's just a poem. It's about super duper hero Krishna, okay? And it has to do with the Damodar Leela, all right? So here we go. This is called Charm Boy, okay? He is both menacing and adorable. His sweet innocence reveals he's not deplorable. Babyhood charm is written all over his face. and wherever he is, he transforms that very space. That space is on earth and beyond the skies too. His parents impose upon him a decent curfew, yet he sneaks away at night under the moon after plotting a rally of monkeys and friends by noon. The plot is to scout the neighbors' homes and swarm their butterstock like bees to honeycombs. There is success in the break and enter. He's definitely left, right, and center. He then gets caught red-handed by his mother, for his hands are moistened by thick, smooth butter. His mother decides he must learn a lesson. She grabs a stick and starts a chasing session. But he's fast on his feet. With speed he goes. She runs, and due to fatigue, she slows. Tossing out the stick, she manages to stop him. From here on, it may appear to look grim. But not so. She secures a rope to bind the boy. For both persons, there's a mix of fear and joy. Mystically, the rope of lesson and love cannot tie him, frustrating her thereof. So he surrenders to her will of good intent, convinced that her love is 100%. He allows her to fasten him to a mortar in the yard. For her, it is not easy. In fact, it is
Hard.
In her absence, he proceeds to pull rope and mortar. With ease, he pulls down 2 trees in that back quarter, and from that fall appears 2 beautiful men. Bewildered they are for what happened to them. They had been cursed by a well-known sage for partying shamelessly, lowering guard and gauge. They now honestly feel a kind of liberation and credit the boy for such a relieving sensation. They were existing as trees for far too long, and now regain their original forms so strong. There is a side to the boy that leaves us in wonder, frivolous yet helpful, we are left to ponder. Who actually is this child with all this power, with skin blue and whose mother makes him cower? For many admirers and scholars, he is a great subduer of miscreants, scoundrels, and a host of wrongdoers. He goes by different names: Makanchor, Damodar, Mukunda, Krishna. If you call on any of these names, you'll feel he's warm and has endless charm.
Haribo! Thank you so much, Maharaj, for that beautiful poem. So we are reading from Canto 7, Chapter 9, and anyone would like to give a summary of what has happened until now for the newcomers? Yes.
So, Hiranyakashipu, he is the brother of Hiranyaksha, and he's envious towards the Lord. He's envious from Lord Vishnu, and he performs many austerities and takes a boon from Lord Brahma that no one should be able to kill me. And then he comes with varieties and all sorts of variations for boons, no one should be able to kill me inside the house, outside the house. And no one should be able to kill me this way, that way, not with a weapon, not with, no one should be able to drown me, I should not be able to, no one should be able to, no man or women or animals, all sorts of variations he comes up with. And Brahma grants him that boon. Of course, he cannot grant him the boon that you're eternal, you can never be killed, because Brahma himself is not eternal. So after he gets that boon, Hiranyakashipu gets very puffed up. And then he has his son, Prahlad. Prahlad's mom and Hiranyakashipu's wife is Kadayu. So because Hiranyakashipu was very notorious on earth, causing all sorts of disturbances, the demigods decide to kill Prahlad. And in the womb, who was in the womb. So they try to kidnap Kadayu, who has Prahlad Maharaj in her womb. And when Narad Muni sees this, he gets very, he wants to protect the child, because he knows that child in the womb of Kadayu is not a demon. He's an angel and he's a devotee of the Lord. So, and Narad Muni takes Kadayu to his ashram and starts preaching Kadayu about Krishna. and Prahlad Maharaj in the womb hears about the Lord. And now when Prahlad is born and he grows up, Hiranyakashipu does everything possible. He assigns 2 teachers. Maharaj did that play too, 2 years ago on that. So he appoints 2 teachers who teaches all sorts of nonsense to Prahlad, but they are failing continuously. Then Hiranyakashipu becomes envious because Prahlad is continuously glorifying the Lord and disregarding his father's superiority. So he just decides to kill him. So he throws him off a cliff, he throws snakes, he feeds him poison and whatnot. Then last but not the least, he's in, maybe somewhere in his palace, and he's just adamant now he will kill Prahlad. And Prahlad challenges him. He feels that Prahlad is challenging him. Hiranyakashipu feels like Prahlad is challenging him. And he says, okay, is the Lord even inside the pillar? You're saying the Lord is omnipotent and omnipresent, so is he also present in the pillar? And Prahlad with full conviction says yes. And that's where Nrsimhadev comes out of the pillar and tear apart the body of Hiranyakashipu and wears the intestines of Hiranyakashipu, and this is the way he protects and justifies and establishes the faith of Prahlad Maharaj on him. And after that, no one is very comfortable until now. So basically no one is comfortable to come, no demigods are comfortable or feeling confident to come near Nrsimhadev. So they shower flowers from the heavenly planets. So that's all that's there so far.
Thank you so much, Vishakha Prabhu, for that elaborate summary. So until now, this has happened that Hiranyakashipu is killed by Nrsimhadev, who has appeared from a pillar, and now everyone is afraid. Everyone, including the demigods like Brahma, and not even Brahma, the consort of Lord Vishnu, Lakshmi, is also there, and she is also not comfortable in going and talking to Lord Nrsimhadev, because she's like, I've never seen my husband like this. This is something else, like I cannot go. So they all requested Prahlad Maharaj that the Lord has appeared for you, so now you go and pacify the Lord, calm him down. So now Prahlad Maharaj goes and offers prayers. So that prayers are mentioned in this, and we are going to discuss that prayers. So we are discussing Canto 7, Chapter 9, and we are reading from verse 19 to 23. You have it? Yes, Prabhu. Maharaj, would you like to read, or?
Oh, somebody else can.
Okay.
A weird angle here.
Yes.
19. My Lord, my Shivadev, O supreme cause of a bodily conception of life, embodied souls neglected and not cared for by you cannot do anything for their betterment. Whatever remedies they accept, although perhaps temporarily artificial or certainly impermanent. For example, a father and a mother cannot protect their child, a physician and a medicine cannot relieve a suffering patient, and a boat on the ocean cannot protect a drowning man.
My dear Lord, everyone in this material world is under the modes of material nature, being influenced by goodness, passion, and ignorance. Everyone, from the greatest personality, Lord Brahma, down to the small ant, works under the influence of these modes. Therefore, everyone in this material world is influenced by your energy. The cause for which they work, the place where they work, the time when they work, the matter due to which they work, the goal of life they have considered final, and the process for obtaining this goal, all are nothing but manifestations of your energy. Indeed, since the energy and the energetic are identical, all of them are but manifestations of you.
O Lord, O Supreme Eternal, by expanding your plenary portion, you have created the subtle bodies of the living entities through the agency of your external energy, which is agitated by time. Thus the mind entraps the living entity in unlimited varieties of desires to be fulfilled by the Vedic directions of Karmakand, creative activity, and the 16 elements, who can get free from this entanglement unless he takes shelter at your lotus feet.
My dear Lord, O Supreme Great, you have created this material world of 16 constituents, but you are transcendental to the immaterial qualities. In other words, these material qualities are under your full control and you are never conquered by them. Therefore, the time element is your representation. My Lord, O Supreme, no one can conquer you. As for me, however, I am being crushed by the wheel of time, and therefore I surrender fully unto you. Now kindly take me under the protection of your lotus feet.
My dear Lord, people in general want to be elevated to the higher planetary systems for a long duration of time, opulence and enjoyment. But I have seen all of this through the activities of my father. When my father was angry and he laughed sarcastically at the demigods, they were immediately vanquished simply by seeing the movements of his eyebrows. Yet my father, who was so powerful, has now been vanquished by you within a moment.
So we'll be focusing on verse 19 today. Would you like to help us with the meter?
Balasya neha sharanam pitaro nrsimha.
Balasya neha sharanam pitro nrsimha.
Nartasya chagadamudamvati macchatono.
Nartasya chagadamudvanti macchatono.
Taptasya tatpratividirya ihanjaseshtas.
Taptasya tatpatividirya hijancha seshtas.
Tavat vibhotanupritam tvadupekshitanam.
Bhagat vibhotanupritam tvadupekshitanam. Yes. Maharaj,
Would
you-
go ahead.
okay.
So there's plenty of
Yeah, you can.
Balasya neha sharanam pitro nrsimha.
Balasya neha pitaro nrsimha.
Nartasya chagadamudamvati macchatono.
Nartasya chagadamudvanti macchatono.
Taptasya tat pratividhirya ihanjasya shishtas.
Taptasya tatpritividirya hijancha seshtas.
Tavat vibhotanubritam tvadupekshitanam.
Tavat vibhotanubritam tvadupekshitanam.
Balasya neha sharanam pitarau nrsimha.
Balasya neha sharanam pitaro nrsimha. If you are comfortable reading.
If you're comfortable. Okay.
No.
So you can go ahead.
Nartasya chagdam udvanti majatono.
Nartasya chagadamudvanti macchatono.
Taptasya tat pratividhirya janashishtas.
Taptasya tatpritividirya hijancha seshtas.
Tavat vibhotanubritam tvadupekshitanam.
Tavat vibhotanubritam tvadupekshitanam. Sorry, Maharaj?
No, usually with the meter is like the last line. Tavad vibhotanubritam tvad upatikshitanam. Here you go down. Tavad vibhotanubritam tvad upekshitanam. Got that?
Let's do that.
She knows.
Okay, Krishna.
Balasya neha sharanam pitaro nrsimha.
Balasya neha sharanam pitaro nrsimha.
Nartasya chagadam udvanti majatonaha.
Nartasya chagadam udvanti macchatono.
Taptasya tat pratividhirya ihanjaseshtas.
Taptasya tatpratividirya hijancha seshtas.
Tavat vibhotanubritam tadvadupekshitanam.
Tavat vibhotanubritam tadvadupekshitanam. बालस्य नेह शरणं पितरो न सिंहा तस्य शान्तदम् उदवन्ति मज्जतो नौ
तप्तस्य तत्प्रतिविधीय इहाञ्च श्रेष्ठः
तप्तस्य तत्प्रतिविधेय हि च श्रेष्ठाः
तावद्विभो तनुभृतां तदुपेक्षितानां
तावद्विभो तनुभृतां तदुपेक्षितानाम् बालस्य नेह शरणं पितरो न सिंहा
नर्तस्य च तम् उदवन्ति मज्जतो न
नर्तस्य च गदम् उदवन्ति मज्जतो नौ
तस्य तत्प्रतिविधीय इहाञ्च श्रेष्ठः
तप्तस्य तत्प्रतिविधेयः चन्द्रश्रेष्ठाः तावद्विभो तनुभृतां तदुपेक्षितानां
तावद्विभो तनुभृतां तदुपेक्षितानाम्.
Okay, so what do it all together? Balasya of little child. Na, not. Iha, in this world. Sharanam, shelter, protection. Pitro, the father and mother. Narsimha, O my Lord Narsimhadev. Na, neither. Arthasya, of a person suffering from disease. Cha, also. Agadam, medicine. Udvanti, in water. Majjata, of a person who is drowning. Now, the boat. Taptasya, of suffering from condition of material misery. Tad pratividhi, the counteraction invented for stopping the suffering of material existence. Yeah, that which, iha, in this material world, anjasa, very easily, ishta, accepted as a remedy. Tavat, similarly, Vibho, O my Lord, O Supreme, Tanumritam, of the living entities who have accepted material bodies, Tad Upekshitanam, who are neglected by you and not accepted by you. Translation. My Lord Narasimhadev, O Supreme, because of bodily conception of life, embodied soul neglected and not cared for by you cannot do anything for their betterment. Whatever remedies they accept, although perhaps temporarily beneficial, are certainly impermanent. For example, a father and mother cannot protect their child, a physician and medicine cannot relieve a suffering patient, and a boat on the ocean cannot protect a drowning man.
Through the parental.
Wait. Anyone for the first time who is here? Would you like to read? Would you like to read, Prabhu? Yeah, sure. Go ahead. Okay.
Through parental care, through remedies for different kinds of disease, and through means of protection on the water, in the air and on land, there is always an endeavor for relief from various kinds of sufferings in the material world. But none of them are guaranteed measures for protection. They may be beneficial temporarily, but they afford no permanent benefit. Despite the presence of a father or a mother, the child cannot be protected from accidental death, disease, and various other miseries. No one can help, including the parents. Ultimately, the shelter is the Lord, and one who takes shelter of the Lord is protected. This is guaranteed. As the Lord says in Bhagavad Gita 9.31,
Kaunteya pratijanahi name bhakta pranashyati.
O son of Kunti, declare it boldly that my devotee never perishes. Therefore, unless one is protected by...
No, it's so fine. Continue.
Protected by the mercy of Lord, no remedial measure can act effectively.
Okay. Would you like to read, one of you? Yes.
One should consequently depend fully on the closeness mercy of the Lord. Although as a matter of routine duty, one must of course accept other remedial measures, no one can protect one who is neglected by the Supreme Personality of Godhead. In this material world, everyone is trying to counteract the onslaught of material nature, but everyone is ultimately fully controlled by material nature. Therefore, even though so-called philosophers and scientists try to surmount the onslaught of material nature, they have not been able to do so. Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita 13.9, the real sufferings of the material world are four.
Janma Mrityu Jara Vyadhi.
Birth, death, old age, and disease. In the history of the world, no one has been successful in conquering these miseries imposed by material nature.
Anyone of you would like to read? If you are comfortable. No? Okay, fine. Okay, Prabhu.
Prakriti kriyamanani gunai karmani sarvashaha. Nature, Prakriti, is so strong that no one can overcome her stringent laws. So-called scientists, philosophers, religionists, and politicians should therefore conclude that they cannot offer facilities to the people in general. They should make vigorous propaganda to awaken the populace and raise them to the platform of Krishna consciousness. Our humble attempt to propagate the Krishna consciousness movement all over the world is the only remedy that can bring about a peaceful and happy life. You can never be happy without the mercy of the Supreme Lord. If we keep excluding our Supreme Father, we shall never be happy within this material world, in either the upper or lower planetary systems.
Yeah. So, this particular slok, it's talking about that without the mercy of the Lord, there's nothing that we can do for our betterment. So, before that, I would like to talk about Prahlad Maharaj. All of us know here who Prahlad Maharaj is? No? Okay, so we'll give a little bit brief overview about Prahlad Maharaj. My question is, what was the age of Prahlad Maharaj when he...
5.
Yes, he was a 5-year-old boy. He's not someone who is very old, who has lived his life and then gained a lot of experience. He's just a 5-year-old boy. And this shloka and the shlokas that we read, he is offering these prayers to the Lord. So you can see the amount of wisdom that these words carry. Where is this coming from? And wisdom is something that is actually acquired with the experience of lifetime. But Prahlad Maharaj here, being a 5-year-old boy, still he's talking so wisely. This is because of the mercy of his spiritual master, that is Narad Muni. So, but the point that I'm trying to make here is that if a disciple or a student is sincere and spiritual master of a teacher or a teacher is potent, then there is a flow of mercy, there is a flow of knowledge, and we all should try to sincerely acquire knowledge and serve our teachers or guru, so that we can also receive that mercy. So Prahlad Maharaj, talking about Prahlad Maharaj, as Vishakha Prabhu mentioned that he is the son of Hiranyakashipu. So Hiranyakashipu is a demon and his son is Prahlad Maharaj, and before he was born, Narad Muni actually took Kayadu, his mother, to his ashram and started reciting this Srimad Bhagavatam to Kayadu. And while doing that, Prahlad Maharaj, being in the womb of Kayadu, he was also listening, and he was listening very attentively. And because of that, he was born a devotee. There's we have to go through a purificatory process, and we have to do a lot, like wake up early in the morning, chant 16 rounds, do a lot of things. But he was actually born devotee because he was sincerely hearing from his spiritual master Narad Muni. And we are going to discuss his prayers. His prayers are wonderful, amazing. If you read Prahlad Maharaj's prayers, you'll be amazed that how can a 5-year-old boy speak like this? It's just wonderful. So in this particular verse, there is one thing discussed, that we cannot do anything without the mercy of the Lord. Like, we cannot do any better to ourselves without the mercy of the Lord. Does everyone agree with that statement? What do you think? Can we do anything better to ourselves without the mercy of the Lord? Okay. So that's pretty clear. And here Prahlad Maharaj is giving examples by saying that a father and mother cannot save their children, a physician, a medicine cannot relieve a patient, and a boat cannot save a drowning man. But if you see, the examples are quite opposite. In the material world, these things are like a parent, parents are supposed to save their child. They are known for saving their child. Medicine and physician, they are known for saving or relieving a patient from miseries. And a boat, it is like the boat is supposed to save a drowning man, right? So why is Prahlad Maharaj stating this opposite examples? Can anyone tell me? Yes.
Because everything is God's instrument. Only He uses them to protect us, to help us out. If He doesn't use them, then all those things are useless. I mean, they will not work in our favor.
Yes, that could be one answer. Yes.
Because they can temporarily save you, but they cannot save you from that. Like permanently, they cannot save you.
Yes, actually, that is very, very true that they can temporarily save you. They can temporarily relieve you from some kind of miseries. Like if you are suffering from a disease, the doctor can temporarily give you some medicine or treat you, and he can relieve you from that pain. But ultimately, he cannot do anything. If someone is on the verge of dying, and they go to a doctor and say that, I'll give you everything that I have, just give me 10 more minutes of my life. And can he do that? No, right? So that is why it is said that they can save us from temporary miseries, but there's no permanent solution that they provide. Here in the purport, Srila Prabhupada is talking about 4 major problems of our life. Does anyone remember from the purport what is that 4? Please. Anyone else?
But that this is
Old age.
A new age.
Can you repeat that clearly so that everyone can see?
It's a Janm Mrityu Jara Vyadhi. That is four things. That is birth, death, old age, and disease. And no one is no one is free from this. All of these 4. You see, everyone in this world is suffering from either of these. A few days back, a famous industrialist from India, Ratan Tata, he passed away. Now you can not imagine the amount of wealth that he had. We cannot even calculate, right? So still he had to leave his body. What saved him? Nothing. Not the money that he had, not even the people that he had, not even the good deeds that he did throughout his lifetime. Nothing came into his rescue. When there was time, he has to leave his body. So the point is that only the Lord can give us protection. No one else in this world can relieve you permanently from these miseries. You have a question? Yes?
So what you just said, according to that, parents can't save a person from dying, or medicine can't save, but Krishna can save a person from dying?
Yes.
In what sense?
Yes, protection. That is the whole point of the discussion, that how the Lord is giving protection. That we have seen a lot of devotees dying. We have seen, like, everyone dies, but how is the Lord giving us protection? The Lord is giving us protection by taking us to His eternal abode, giving us awarding us with an eternal life, so that we don't have to die. Protection is not protecting this material body. This is anyways going to be vanished. So here the protection that we are talking about is not the material protection, but the eternal protection, where you don't have to change the bodies constantly. So that we are talking about that protection. And we see that a lot of devotees of the Lord, they also have to go through miseries, difficulties, challenges in their life. So my question is that why do they have to go through miseries and challenges? Yes, you have a question, Prabhu?
Because Krishna would like people to go through certain things, right? Suffering, to build the character.
To build the character. Okay, so your answer is Krishna wants us to go through suffering for building character. Okay, 1.
To teach us how to react to certain bad situations through the examples of other devotees.
To teach us through their examples that how should we react in a certain situation. Yes, very nice answer.
It's
And then when you have everything going right, so Krishna wants to give mercy. So that's why he gets softened.
Actually, Queen Kunti talks about this. When she is offering prayers to the Lord, she is telling that Janmeshwarya Shri Eta Mana Madapuman. So when you are intoxicated by this force, Janmeshwarya Shri, you cannot surrender to the Lord fully. So that, when someone is suffering, when someone is going through the pain, then they know that this is not permanent, this is not what I am meant to be doing. So then they realize, if you have everything, then there's very less chance that you realize that, oh, I'm missing something and I need to, look for something beyond this 4 things. So yeah, that's right. Anything else? Why does Lord want us to, Lord makes his devotees go through some challenges or miseries? Yes, Prabhu?
To purify us, to purify our consciousness, to help us discriminate between what's temporary and what's permanent.
Yes, I'll note it down. Purify. Very nice, Prabhu. Yes.
Also to glorify the devotees.
Yes, that is one of the main point, that to glorify the devotees. So we've had different answers, like to purify the devotee, to glorify the devotee, and to teach them a lesson, or to teach the world a lesson through them. So these are some of the reasons why the Lord makes his devotees go through miseries. Can we have some examples where the devotees of the Lord had to suffer?
Srila Prabhupada was knocked down by a bull in Delhi. He was bleeding, and he comes, and then on the way he gets 2 heart attacks, and then after that, still his own wife sold his Bhagavad Gita translation, and then also his typewriter got stolen, and then some disciples bothering him, his roommate was bothering him, one after the other.
Yeah, if we read Srila Prabhupada's autobiography, we'll get to know that the challenges or miseries that we are going through is nothing in front of that. Srila Prabhupada went through a lot. We cannot even imagine the level of suffering that Srila Prabhupada had to go through to start this movement or get this movement going. Yes, anyone else?
Pandavas in the Mahabharata.
Yes, Pandavas, very nice example. Pandavas had to go through a lot. Their whole life is basically just challenges and miseries. If you see from starting to the end, it's just challenges. Yes, anything else? Anyone else? Yes.
Go ahead, please.
Draupadi, Meera, Surdas, everyone had to kind of.
Draupadi is also a very nice example. She had to go through a lot in her lifetime. Yes. Bhishma Dev, yes. Bhishma Dev, he was a devotee of the Lord, but he himself had to go through a lot, and at the end also he was lying on the bed of arrows. So that was very, very painful, right? Yes. Gajendra, yes, very nice example. Gajendra was enjoying in the lake, right? And he was caught hold by a crocodile, and they went on fighting for many years, right? It said that 1,000 celestial years maybe, and 1,000 celestial years they went on fighting, and after that he did something. We'll come to that. But yeah, Gajendra had to go through a lot of miseries. Yes. Haridas Thakur. Okay, Haridas Thakur, he was beaten in 21 market, right, places. He was just beaten up like anything, and he's gone through a lot of miseries, yes.
I know, of course, the characters we're discussing, but there are also many devotees within ISKCON too, which also includes Maharaj, which also includes Gopal Krishna Maharaj, which also includes many other devotees.
Yes. So a lot of devotees of the Lord, they go through miseries, and there are many reasons why this happens. There could be many reasons, and we have discussed some of them. That is to purify, but when we talk about pure devotees, they are already on that level that they don't need purification anymore. They are constantly remembering the Lord. Like if we talk about Pandavas, they were actually associating with Krishna. They were having constant association of Krishna. So what kind of purification do they need? They don't need purification. But because why do they have to go through miseries? Is the Lord want to glorify them. How the Lord want to glorify them? Because if we take a practical example, that if there is a match going on, right, and one team is way down and is on the verge of losing, and suddenly there is a change, and some player comes and he just do something and wins the match for the team, so that player will be glorified the most, right? On the other side, if the team is already winning and someone does something, that is not very much counted, or that is not very much praised by everyone. But when the team is down and someone comes and picks it up, and then that person is glorified, that oh yeah, he's doing something. So the Lord wants to glorify the devotees. That's why they are put into challenges, miseries, and when they come out glorious, and that's where the devotees of the Lord, they are glorified. So yeah, that's why the Lord, and also to teach us through their example, that if there is this kind of challenges in your life, how should you react? How should you respond to it? What should be your answer to it? So to teach the world that, okay, see my devotees, they are put into these miseries. Now how they will overcome these miseries, or how they will respond to these miseries, you just see. And that's how the Lord glorifies the devotee. Okay, we'll take an example of Queen Kunti. Okay, like if you see Pandavas, they went through a lot, right? But the one who was suffering the most when these things were happening is Queen Kunti. Because if you see the mother, if a child is going through something, the mother suffers the most. And seeing her children, the Pandavas, going through these miseries, Queen Kunti was suffering the most. Like you cannot imagine the amount of pain or misery that she was going through, because her husband died when she was very young, leaving five children to take care of. And then after that, the parents from, no, not the parents, but the relatives of Kunti from his husband's side, they were not very favorable. They were, envious of the Pandavas. And because of that, they tried many ways to kill the Pandavas. Like if you know the story of Bhim, he was given poison at a very young age. And still the Lord actually saved him. But you can see that the amount of pain that Queen Kunti would have gone through when these things were happening. And after everything is over, after the battle of Kurukshetra is finished, and Lord Krishna is about to leave this, what do we call, Hastinapur, Queen Kunti offers some prayers, and that prayers are very beautiful. Prabhu, if you can pull up 1:8:25. Can anyone imagine what is Queen Kunti praying after all this has happened? No, not you, Prabhu. Anyone from the newcomers? Can you give me one answer? What would her prayers be? What do you think? No idea? No. Let's see. Translation. Can one of you, Sagar, would you like to read?
I wish all those calamities would happen again and again, so that we could see you again and again. For seeing you means that we will no longer see repeated births and deaths.
So this is what Queen Kunti is asking for after all that has happened. So you can imagine, like, she wants those miseries again and again. Why? Just so that she can see the Lord. So one thing that we can get from here is that the devotees of the Lord, they don't care about material. They are not affected by material miseries. They know that this is not permanent, but they just want the association of the Lord, or they just want to see the Lord. They want to serve the Lord. That is the most important thing in their life. Yes.
So the further phrase states that for seeing you means that we will no longer see repeated births and deaths. However, the first part says that I want these calamities to happen again and again. So I just didn't understand, because it's a bit contradictory to that of the prior part, that I wish to see you again and again, but we will no longer see the repeated births and deaths. If they want to see him again, so that means the same thing is going to repeat, and that would have some deaths and births again, right?
So here what Queen Kunti is trying to say is that I want those calamities again in this lifetime, so that I see you again. So right now Krishna is leaving.
Yeah.
So she wants the calamities again, so that Krishna can come again and be with them, right? And not seeing, here it is said that means that I will have to no longer see birth, and that means that she will not have to take birth again in this material world. Means that
What world will it be?
she will be liberated, and she will go to the spiritual world and associate with the Lord eternally, so that there will be no longer birth and death for her. Yes.
Can I add something?
Yes.
So here it is, this is temporary world, because everything is perishable. You put an apple on the table, it will perish in some time, right? It will decay.
Yeah.
Same thing like yourself, you were a baby, when you were born, and now then you were a teenager, now you were this, and then you will be old, like that. So everything is temporary here. So eternally we reside in the spiritual realm, and so does Kunti. So what happens is, this place, there is always misery. And even if there is happiness, that's very temporary. It's known as Chapalsuk. Chapalsuk means like something which is flickering. So what Queen Kunti here and what Monil is also saying, the same thing, that so in this lifetime, I just want to go through all sorts of suffering, so that not even 1 minute goes by when I don't remember you, I don't think about you, Krishna. Because that means so Krishna also says in Bhagavad Gita, at the time of death, whoever has me on their mind, they come back to me, and they never come back on this planet. So basically she's saying that I'll get to see you again, and meaning that if I see you, I will not come back here.
Okay, so after that specific birth, when she passes away, the next life that she has, she will not be seeing those calamities, rather be with the Lord himself.
Perfect.
Yes.
Good question.
Yes, very nice question. Thank you so much for that. And so, we have to understand that the protection of the Lord, it's on absolute level. We see that if the Lord is protecting, we come to your question that, yes, you asked the question that if the Lord is protecting, then why people die, right? If the Lord is protecting, then they should not die, right? So the protection of the Lord is on absolute level. We have to see that it's not on material level. The Lord is not trying to protect our bodies. The Lord is trying to give us protection eternally, so that we don't have to actually take birth and die again. So if we are talking about protection, so here we can take these teachings from these pure devotees, that they don't really care to go through these tribulations, these miseries of life, if that miseries, they bring remembrance of Krishna, or that brings association of Krishna. If Krishna is coming to their mind, or Krishna is coming personally and helping them, then they don't mind going through these miseries. So yeah, and it is said that the so-called calamities of the material world are welcomed by the pure devotees of the Lord, because they give them the opportunity to remember the Lord. So that is not actually the miseries for them, that is actually happiness for them. So yeah, with that, I would like to end today's discussion. I went a little bit over time. I'm sorry for that, but yeah, still maybe we can take 5 minutes for any questions or reflections anyone would like to share.
Can I ask you a question?
Yes.
How do you know if a guru is genuine or not genuine? There's so many in India which are not nice.
Yes, so you have to see if they are coming in a line of disciplic succession. So that's how, and that chain of disciplic succession should connect to Krishna himself. So there are four valid sampradayas. I don't know all of them, but there is one is Brahma, one is Shri, and one is Rudra, and the last one is
Four Kumaras.
yeah, the one that is coming from 4 Kumaras. So yeah, these are the only 4 valid sampradayas, and the knowledge that is coming through the disciplic succession from these 4 lines is valid. And ours is Brahma Madhva Gaudiya Sampradaya, so it's coming from Brahmaji, and that's how we know that the gurus or spiritual masters that we have in our line of movement, like they are valid. Basically, they are valid, and there's no cheating going on. Yes, you want to add something? Bona fide. That is, yes, he's coming in that sampradaya. The Lord himself takes birth in this sampradaya, and as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu.
He is Nityananda, right? So
Yeah,
he has to include Chaitanya.
If Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is not there, Lord Nityananda is very much displeased, disturbed. Sorry, Prabhu. So yes, any other questions, any other reflections? Yes, Prabhu.
So Prabhu, they, like all the demigods, they were like feared of Lord Nrsimhadev, even though he killed Hiranyakashipu, and Prahlad Maharaj was also giving prayers to him. But why Nrsimhadev was angry after killing Hiranyakashipu?
So if you are angry, if someone comes and slaps you, and you are angry, right? And then some of your friends, they come and they tell you that please calm down. Will you be calmed the very next moment? Alright? You will take some time. You will take some time to process what has happened. So Lord Nrsimhadev, he actually, ripped apart Hiranyakashipu. He killed all of his army, and he is basically taking some time to, calm down. So yeah, and after Prahlad Maharaj offers prayers, Lord Nrsimhadev is pacified, and he is actually patting Prahlad Maharaj. He is making him sit in his lap, licking him actually, because Lord is there in half lion, half human form, right? So he's actually like a lion licks their cub, right? So he's actually licking Prahlad Maharaj. That's how he's showing his affection. So yeah, that's why he was angry, and he took some time to calm down. Yes, bro.
Also, just want to add, because I heard this thing, as we know, like Lord is not like us. He's the Lord. He's free from all material modes of nature. It was also his attempt to glorify Prahlad Maharaj. As you mentioned, like Lord does a lot of things to glorify their devotees, because all the demigods, they were scared from from Nrsimhadev, and nobody was trying to go near to him. So that's how he wanted to glorify Prahlad Maharaj.
Yeah, yes, that is also one of the reasons that he was still angry. So with that, I would like to... Oh, sorry. Yes.
Reflection.
Okay.
So, as you mentioned that Prahlad Maharaj was not afraid of the Lord, right? All the demigods were afraid. In one of the purpose, Srila Prabhupada very beautifully explains by a few analogies that a lion is fearful to all of the other animals in the jungle, right? But to its own cubs, he's not. And similarly, the ocean is huge, right? And a lot of animals, including us humans, we dread the ocean. But a small fish, a very small fish, is not afraid to swim away because it has taken the shelter of the ocean. So, yeah, that's why Prahlad Maharaj wasn't afraid, because he had taken shelter of Lord Krishna.
Yes, very beautiful. Thank you so much for sharing that. Yes. Granth Raj Srimad Bhagavatam.